The lesson.
Oh, yeah.
As a DJ and as someone who's been doing it for a few years, me personally, I kind of found that I think the DJ's role is always important in a hip hop, outfit, group, whatever you want to call it. But I kind of find that from when I first got into it to now, the role of the DJ in terms of maybe the stage show and on the recordings as well is not as prominent as what maybe it once was. Back in the day, like heaps of tracks that have a scratch hook. Whereas in now, you're hard pressed to find a song with a scratch hook.
Man, I can't fit one on. I can't get them on there.
So, I mean, as a DJ, I mean, how do you feel about the DJ's role, nowadays in hip hop?
What do I feel that is the role these days?
Yeah, I mean, what do you, and the importance, I mean, do you think that even though it might not be as prominent, is it equally as important?
Man, there's been a big shift, right? Like when I first got into it, my whole thing was like, learn your technique and be able to cut better than the next DJ, or, because if you can't, you're going to feel something. Like,
yeah, you're out.
Yeah,
You're
I
out.
remember Wasabi, DJ Wasabi.
He's crazy on the cut,
he had the
man.
when I was 19, he had like the mixer on its side. He used to have it on its side like a guitar, and all these crazy things. It was always, people were so creative with it. And I don't know if it got taken to the level and then people thought, oh, this can't go any further, or it seemed like it was popping. I put so much time into it. I always feel like, damn, no one cares anymore. But I do truly kind of feel like that. Like I used to have like a scratch section in the set, and then slowly like we start to realize, like some people connecting with it, but it was the younger generation kind of popping through. It was like less and less people seem to be connecting with the scratch sections. And then I think the last album, like I barely had cuts on it, and it's not because I'm not scratching anymore. I'm not doing that. It's just like the way the music market is maybe, subconsciously pushing us. It's just not appearing. Yeah.
And then, so in regards to the live shows, I mean, do you do much cutting?
Yeah.
And that in the live shows though?
Yeah. Well, I don't do as much as I have in the past. Like earlier days, it was kind of like, all right, you guys do your little raps and your little hooks, and then I'm going to cut for a minute at the end, like crazy at the end of every song almost. Or like I'd be trying to do a cut hook or whatever it was. But yeah, like in the live show these days, I try and get in as much as I can for sure, but it's not like it used to be. It's when we're playing like this 10-year tour, so we're doing a few old tracks, so it's like, yeah, get out there. All the dust off.
Well, that actually reminds me, like Bliss and Esso, they're from Sydney.
Yeah.
And like Ism's, in my opinion, one of the illest dudes on the tables in the country.
Definitely.
And I love the way that Bliss and Esso incorporate the DJ and turntablistic side into their sets. And one of the guys, I can't remember if it was Bliss or Esso, maybe it was both, but something about them saying that if you don't have a DJ in your hip hop group, you're pretty much just a karaoke machine. Did you see that article?
I didn't see it, but yeah, this sounds right.
Now, what's your take on, I guess, that that viewpoint?
Well, I can't actually think of any hip hop acts in Australia that don't have a DJ, so I don't know if I can think of someone and go, yeah, that was karaoke. But yeah, man, I've got to say it's important. Otherwise, I'm out of a job. I think like maybe the decline for me in the cuts and kind of the pursuit of daily scratch practice was the fact that I was getting heavily into production as well. So I kind of realized, like, to stay afloat, people aren't really playing with the turntable thing as much. They're not really fucking with it as much. So I started to get like real heavy into the production thing, which took up a lot more time, and then learning music, all those things.
So was the DMCs and ITFs something that you ever dabbled in or paid much attention to?
That was my whole goal when I was younger. That was all I wanted to do, was be in the DMCs and kind of like one of my friends who just last year, he's still going. And like he got into it like maybe 3 or 4 years after me. And he was my little protege, we're always practicing together. And at the time I was trying to put a routine together. And then I think it was the year that I went to, that I was really felt like I was going to zone in and get this kind of little routine. Like I thought I had something ready, was the year that they didn't do it in New South Wales. And it was kind of like the end of it. And the year before, I remember going and I was like, yo, where is everyone? Like, this used to be crazy. I remember it being a big event. It used to be at Manning Bar in Sydney. It was like this crazy vibe. And so, yeah, then after that, I just kind of lost the kind of, I don't know what I lost, but I just didn't have the drive to go down that route. I still love it. I still look it up online and watch some videos.
Yeah, me too.
I want my boy to win the worlds, eventually. But yeah, for me personally, I think I went down the production path, kind of took on a different role.
So you never actually even got to the point of competing?
I know I competed in a few events, but I don't know if I ever competed in the actual DMCs. Maybe it was like the Sydney. Maybe it was the DMCs. So there's so many events going on back in the day. I definitely didn't win.
Yeah, you'd remember that shit.
Yeah, I'll remember that.
Now, Sydney, Sydney has some prominent DJs, man, like Bones.
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh no, Bones was from Melbourne. Was he Sydney?
Or
did he move to Melbourne?
Look, I could be wrong.
Man, Bones for me. But
regardless,
then,
yeah,
he was the man.
I met him once when he was touring with Muffin Plutonic.
Yeah.
And I was juggling doubles of this was during Soundcheck, and I had doubles of Mary J. Blige Family Affair.
Oh yeah.
That Dre beat. And, I got some cool tricks up the sleeve with it, and I was just sort of practicing them. And I was like, yeah, I'm confident. And then Bones just quietly comes over and goes, oh, do you mind if I have a go at that? And I was just like, yeah, no doubt. Man, within 10 seconds, I was like, fuck this shit.
Yeah, I'm going to give up.
I was just like, throw those records in the bin because I can't use that shit no more.
Yeah.
I was just like, that's crazy, man. Dudes like him, Nino Brown, Samurai, DJ Motto, Club Joint All Stars.
Yeah. When I was in high school, he was on those, what were the R&B tapes?
Man, those mixtapes,
man, they were everywhere.
Are crazy, man. They're fire. They actually, I used to listen to those a lot, and they inspired me.
Yeah,
to make tapes. Like when you go listen to them, they're actually inspired, by some of those tapes that I heard of his.
Sick.
I guess in regards to some of your favorite DJs, both internationally and locally, who are some of the names that come to mind?
Like Cuba, the obvious. I was mad into all Cuba, just how weird he was, and Scratch Pickles, all that stuff. And all the team stuff they were doing, like, also, when that Scratch movie came out, like,
that's
the
fire.
Executioners, they were huge for me. But yeah, Bones, man, I think two of my favorite cut sections ever are both by Bones, with stuff. Give me a sec. It's I know the Aussie Battler putting it on wax, the cuts in that.
Yep.
I actually thought. Well, I remember listening back and I'm like, oh man, that's crazy, but he's edited that. And then I saw him live, and he does it live exactly the same as it is. And then he couldn't tour with Aussie Battler, and Aussie Battler asked me to do it. And I was like, yo, and I was like, do you have the file that he used to do it? Like, how's this file put together? Yeah. And then that was what I remember. That was one of the biggest things. Like, we're going back. But that for me, I remember being real nervous. I was like, yo, I hope he never comes to one of these shows to see me fuck up his perfect cut section. Like, I was putting in work, but like, I wasn't DJ Bones. And the other one, what was the other one I was thinking of? I think it was off Plutonic's album, and it was a Mobb Deep sample, Shine Like a Diamond, Too Cold to Hold. I don't know, you should go back and try and find it. I think it was that first track on one of Pluto's first release, and the cuts on that are just ridiculous. And then I remember seeing live, and Bones was there with Pluto, and I was like, "There's no way he's gonna do it like it's on the record," and just bang does it like exactly,
yeah, man,
if not better. Like,
he's fire, and I remember that. I think he had that that release. I think it was called Roll Call. Yeah, that joint. Did he produce? He produced all those.
I think he did. And
He had a joint with the Funk Oars that was like my favorite track on that release.
Right,
and it's
right.
just like one of my favorite Oars songs.
yeah,
Period.
right.
Um,
He had that battle kind of beats that he put together, the Bones Battle Breaks or something, was it? That was sick. That was so sick.
man, do you like? Is he still doing things these days, or?
I think he is. Like,
Right.
I think I heard a rumor that he's coming back with some stuff, but I think life stuff for him, because I
Gets in
remember
the way.
touring with him. Like, he was always real gangster with his whole style and the way he carried himself. Man, he was a real G. I really fucked with that dude. I really like Bones, man. I looked up to him a lot. But yeah, then I think he got into doing graphic design and kind of trying to, like I was saying, trying to make a living for himself and not just this pursuit of pushing record. I've had these moments where I'm like, yo, what am I doing? I'm pushing a record backwards and forth. This is my legacy? Pushing a record backwards and forth? Am I crazy? Like, how do I explain this when this shit goes down the toilet that I wasted 15 years just literally doing this with my hand? Like, but yeah, it's working out a little bit right now.
The last 27. Oh yeah.